Student visa slots have already started opening for this year, and some people have already gotten their visas. Now, if you're waiting for your F1 visa interview and feeling stressed about it, then don't worry because we have got your back. Today, I'm sharing the visa experiences of 8 real students in different consulates in India. Some of these are our clients, and others came from our super awesome Instagram community members. By the way, if you're not already, you might want to follow our Instagram channel because we share a lot of tips and stories there as well. The link is mentioned in the description box. A little about this video before we jump into it. I've tried to collect diverse profile experiences so that you can get a good sense of what kind of questions can be asked. From masters to PhD, from top universities like CMU to lower ranked ones like Florida International University, we will see a wide range of experiences in here. See how these candidates answered some tricky questions. So, without further ado, let's get started.
Hi, my name is Pratik Gupta. I'm going for a PhD in chemical engineering at Purdue University, and I got a VI date for June 2nd in the Kolkata consulate. The first thing that the visa officer, or in short, I'll call him VO from here on. So he asked me to pass my passport and I-20. I did so, and he said, "Okay, so you're going to Purdue University, right?" I said, "Yes." Then the VO said to me, "Which program?" I told him I was going for a PhD in chemical engineering. The VO then said, that is good. What is your background?" I told him that I have done my undergrad in chemical engineering, and then last year I worked as a research assistant at IIT Kanpur. So his next question was, "What was your research in?" I told him that I worked in fluid mechanics inside arteries. Then he asked me, "What is that exactly?" So I told him that I had to make computer models of how fluid flows inside arteries. So the viewer said, "Okay, and are you going to work in fluid mechanics in your PhD as well?" I told him, "Yes, I'm going to continue this work." He said, "And what after your PhD?" I told him that I'll go for a postdoc. So then he asked me, "Is your PhD fully funded?" I said, "Yeah, it's fully funded by the university." He then said, "Congratulations, your visa is approved." That was the end of the interview, and I can tell you it lasted less than a minute. So some tips to take from that. The first thing is that have a look at the technology alert list, which is, I think it's available online, and it's an official list of the things that the visa officers they consider as threats or triggers. So I would suggest do not say any trigger word or threatening words in your interview, like blast or nuclear or bomb, anything like that. For instance, my work it was very closely related to the modeling of blood flow, but I actively avoided saying the word blood during my interview because I felt that it could trigger him. So I actively avoided saying that word. Stick to short answers because most visa interviews that I've heard, they last less than a minute. So you won't have much time to ponder on a single question. If you do that, they might perceive you as somebody who's confused and underconfident and might reject your visa. The next thing is that try to be spontaneous. Do not recite any mugged up answers and dress formally. A simple shirt, pant, and a pair of shoes will do. If you want to, you can wear coats or ties, but that's up to you. It's not necessary.
Hi, so this is my visa experience. I had my visa interview on June 13th at the Chennai consulate. Seeing my I-20, she started asking my questions. It started off as, what's the purpose of your travel? And I responded as I'm planning to pursue my doctorate in biological science from Florida International University. And she asked about my master's, my background in my education to see the continuity, and it all aligned in the same manner. I had my UG in microbiology, postgrad in industrial microbiology, and I had research experience as a work for 2 years, 2.5 years, and now going for PhD, there was no issues. So seeing my research experience, she asked like, "What is your research experience?" what was your research background from? So I said plant microbial ecology. So here I was like not forcefully, I was saying in a faster manner, so she couldn't understand my pronunciation of the word plants. So she was confused initially. Her face was not really good at the way the conversation was going until now, and but then she smiled a little bit after repeating for 2 times. Eventually, she got it. But the real thing came here. So she asked how many admits you got and why only Florida. Why you are going to Florida in particular. So I did not hesitate because I know that was a weaker part of my application and I had to prepare for that. My response was, given my research background with plant microbial ecology, Florida is an exclusive spot to work in there due to the presence of Everglades National Park. Okay, so now she was giving a confused face, like she was asking. She interrupted me right there, saying like, "So you are going to Florida cause it got plants." She had a cheesy smile. So then I responded. I responded with my area of work. Like I work with plants in saline conditions, and Florida is an excellent place to study and experiment practically without limiting myself to the lab experiments. So then she went on to ask, she was satisfied with that answer and she went on to ask if my program is fully funded. And then I said yes. She went on to say that my visa is approved.
My name is Ritvik, and I'm going for Masters in Quantitative Finance at Rutgers University. My visa interview was at Mumbai consulate on 6 June 2023. During the interview, I was asked two questions. First was, which course are you going for? Second was, what are your plans after that? And I was done in 30 seconds. These weren't any tricky questions, to be honest, and it felt like the officer was just making conversation while he was going through my profile in his system. Some general tips for the first time F1 visa applicant would be, don't worry too much about the interview. It feels like a normal conversation at the counter. And secondly, during the long queues, don't think or talk about your interview. Be there in the moment and not in your head. There are high chances that you won't need any documents other than your I-20 service and passport. But still be ready and best of luck.
I had my visa interview on 7th June 2022 at the Delhi consulate. My slot timing was 10:40 a.m. I reached there at 9:15 a.m. and joined the queue at 9:30 a.m. So first of all, you are not allowed to carry any electronics item inside the US Embassy. Nothing, only your folder and the necessary documents inside it. So first of all, your passport is checked, and then there is a security check where you remove all your belt and keep the documents in a box, and then it is a scanned, and then again you basically there is a second counter where you go to get your service and I-20 checked. Again, you join the queue, and a random counter is allocated to you for the visa interview. I suggest you don't change your counter and just go to the assigned counter. Following questions were asked to me during my interview. What do you do? Your job role? How are you going to fund your education? And what does your father do? The VO was basically a female and an American lady, and she basically interrupted me in each of my answer. My interview was not even a minute and got approved within a minute, basically. So I believe confidence is the key, and you must be thorough with what you are speaking. And you should definitely take few mocks and prepare the standard questions on funding, why this university, why that university, about the course, about the location, and in general about your undergrad and your current job role. Also, dress formally. I mean, not overdo it, just a plain shirt, pants, and formal shoes. Also, I suggest talk to your fellow people, and it keeps the flow, and you feel good. And there's no good thing as a good VA or a good consulate. Just believe in yourself. Also, I suggest join the Telegram groups and read the other experiences of other candidates and practice those questions. This is what I did. Yes, that's it. It is a fairly simple process, and the people are very helpful inside. And best of luck, and you will sail through. Thank you.
Hey, hi. So I just got my US visa approved on June 6th at the Chennai consulate. I had done my biometrics on June 3rd in Chennai as well. The biometrics process is pretty straightforward. You just have to carry your essential documents such as your I-20, your appointment confirmation, your service fee confirmation, and your DS-160. I just have to wait in the line, and then they check your documents, and then you get the biometrics done. They'll check your DS-160 information, and then they'll stick something at the end of your passport. On June 6th, my slot was around 8:30. So I went to the Chennai consulate around 7:40 a.m. By then, the crowd was pretty big, in the sense that people have already started queuing for 9 a.m. slots. Although the line was pretty big, I think the process was pretty efficient. You didn't have to stay for a very long time. You just have to go there around 45 minutes earlier than your allotted times. You'll be fine. The documents are pretty much the same, and then as well you'll also carry the additional documents as well. You'll just be moved from one queue to another. Although the queues are big, the queues went faster. From one queue to another, they will be checking your documents or your passport or your DS-160 or your visa appointment confirmation. And this will happen for like 4 to 5 times. That is from moving from one queue to another. At the end of 5th or 6th time, you'll be standing in front of a building where the interviews will take place. And as soon as you enter the building, there'll be a big line. It will lead you to the counters where the interviews will take place. It'll be in a place where you'll be able to hear what the people are talking, what the VOs are talking, what the applicants are talking. As soon as my turn came, I got questioned with straightforward questions such as where I did my undergraduate, what was my CGPA, did I have work experience, what university I'm going to, why I'm going to that university, how are you funding this course, and why are you doing a double master's. Since I'm doing a double master's, it was pretty personalized to me, but yeah, it was pretty straightforward. All you have to do is answer with confidence, and then you'll get the process done. The person before me, although was rejected because he couldn't answer the questions with confidence. He mumbled there, he stumbled. The VO couldn't hear his voice properly. He couldn't answer the questions properly, so he got rejected. So you don't have to worry about anything else. You just have to go there and then answer with confidence, because they're gonna just ask you questions that you know the answers to. So you're gonna be fine. So yeah, thank you.